Let's show them the Australian way.
What's up YouTube, it's Jared, or the Fellow Linguist, and I've got some footage from the first few hours or so that I've spent with Medal of Honor Warfighter. So today I'd like to give you my first impressions and opinion on the game so far. Initially, I intended on uploading a video right away, but I decided I would spend some more time with the multiplayer so I could give a better review, having more of an understanding of the game. First off, I'm going to try my best to steer clear of comparing this with other similar games in the genre, as I think Medal of Honor Warfighter needs to be viewed in its own light. Having kill streaks, and sort of being marketed as having faster paced action, people automatically jump to the conclusion that it's like Call of Duty. Plus, being on the same engine as Battlefield 3, which is Frostbite 2, and focused on objective based gameplay, it's hard not to. But expecting the game to be something it's not will just lead to disappointment, and I think this game's an awesome first-person shooter, which brings some great ideas to the table. Alright, now this game has had some pretty harsh reviews, and a lot of negative feedback about glitches and whatnot. Now, I have noticed quite a few small glitches, such as the sound and the animation for reloads sometimes not working, and one thing which was extremely annoying, being that I lost all my unlocks and progression. But I'm sure bugs like these will be an easy fix for the developers, and a lot of people are overlooking what Danger Close have done right. Okay, so the mechanics and the animation seem to be spot on. They look and feel great, such as going prone, throwing a nade, leaping over cover, or even sliding to cover, as well as the melee. Now, on that topic, I'm loving the hatchet. It's straight up brutal and feels very rewarding. Now, I also think they've done a great job with the gunplay and the mechanics. The weapons feel good, and I've really enjoyed trying different weapons. Now, one thing to note is that it feels as though they've more so tried to concentrate on close quarters battles, and sometimes it feels like the longer range fights are a bit shallow, although hipfire seems to be a little underpowered as well. Also, in terms of combat, it feels as though you die very quickly once somebody starts firing. Now that might sound a bit stupid, but it sort of feels like you don't get much of a chance to react, and that's something I hope they tweak. For example, when somebody starts firing at you, and you immediately drop behind cover, you often still end up dying, and at times that can be a bit frustrating. Now, whether or not that's got something to do with the cover on the maps, I'm not sure. Now, in terms of recoil, it's definitely increased since the 2010 Medal of Honor, which had pretty much no recoil whatsoever. If you played that game, you would know what I'm talking about. All the guns felt like the same laser beams, and I'm glad they've added at least some recoil in Warfighter. All in all, this game is a huge improvement on the previous 2010 title. Now, my favourite things about this game are the classes, and the variety in special abilities and weapons. I've had a lot of fun using the different classes, and not to mention the different countries, especially the Australian SAS-R. Now, this game has such a vast gun customization tree, with plenty of attachments and weapon camos. I really like the way that they've implemented this, and it adds a lot to the game. Okay, now the maps definitely seem to be focused on short to medium range encounters, with lots of tight laneways and buildings. I'm hoping that this isn't going to result in a lot of camping, but we'll have to wait and see. Aesthetically, for the most part, the maps look good, but I think they could definitely do with some texture packs and tweaking. That being said, I guess this console generation is coming towards the end of its lifespan, which puts restraints on games graphically, as opposed to the PC counterparts. So, in terms of game modes and objective gameplay, I've spent some time with Demolition, which is similar to Rush in Battlefield 3, Sector Control, which is similar to Conquest, as well as some Team Deathmatch. Now, I'm glad that they've tried to focus the game on objective gameplay, and I will talk more about these game modes in the future once I've spent some more time with them. As for kill streaks, or score streaks, I haven't really had much of an opportunity to try them out. Being used to Battlefield 3, I just straight up forget to use them. Overall, I agree that the game feels somewhat unpolished, and they could have held off on the release to fix and tweak the bugs and glitches. But once you overlook those fixable flaws, I see a great first-person shooter with a lot of potential. It looks great, and I really like the sound in-game. As long as Danger Close maintain the game with patches, and listen to the community, I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with Warfighter. I've really been enjoying unlocking the different factions and weapons for each class, and I think that having that little flag on your player's gloves adds some relatability and a level of competitiveness playing as your own country. Alright guys, well we're coming towards the end of the video here, so I hope you've enjoyed the gameplay and my first impressions of the game. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button and let me know what you think in the comments section. I'm off to play some more Medal of Honor, so there will be plenty more to come on my channel. If you would like to see more Warfighter, please subscribe and stay tuned. Peace.
We're losing South Sector. We're attacking Center Sector.